So in 2014, my daughter ended up having to get dialysis. We were told that the kidney that I had given to her, or that she had received from me, was not doing well, was doing more damage than it was good. So unfortunately, we ended up having to obviously get her in and get her into dialysis, and definitely a life-changing event, to say the least. So hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kathy. On Mondays I do videos all about fashion and accessories, and on Fridays I do videos all about TSC and FSGS. If you're interested in either or subject, please hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you can be notified on all my new and latest videos. Thank you, and let's get started. So like I was saying, back in 2014, my daughter got the notification from her doctor saying that she was going to have to get on dialysis. Unfortunately, dialysis is definitely a huge life event, and it definitely changes your perspective on life and what it means to stay healthy. So with dialysis, what the actual machine does is cleans your bloodstream and cleans your blood out. So anything that can cause your heart damage or any type of organs or anything, or you overall, your blood has to remain clean. So your kidneys are a huge part of that function. So from 2014 on, my oldest daughter ended up having to get hemodialysis via catheter, and it's also called an HDC, which is a flexible tube that's inserted into a vein in the neck, which is where she had it. And it gave access to blood flow for hemodialysis, which is a process, obviously, like I said before, it filters the bloodstream. After the 2 years, she ended up having to get a fistula. The fistula is also known as an AV fistula, which is a surgical procedure that creates a connection between an artery and a vein in the wrist or upper arm. Hers was on the upper arm. Now, the blood flow was great. The problem was that it was so quick or so fast, it ended up starting to build up lumps on her arm, which eventually, obviously, nobody wants to have lumps on their arm. It didn't cause any blockage as far as being able to gain access to her arm and having the blood flow. It was just building up, and obviously it was affecting her. It's more of a visual thing than anything, but it was difficult for her to overcome that, right, or to manage that. Now she started in 2014 via the catheter. 2015, she ended up having to have my kidney removed because it was causing more damage than anything else. She was actually having very high blood pressure, and causing a number of medical issues where the doctor just couldn't manage it, and it was becoming very, very difficult to manage. So she did end up having to have that kidney removed and ended up feeling a little bit better. But obviously, with being on dialysis, you're never going to feel 100%. If you ever known or ever seen someone on dialysis, their face becomes pale. It becomes very difficult to think straight, constantly tired. She was sleeping a lot. Unfortunately, the color in her face was gone, was non-existent. She would have difficulty sometimes where she couldn't just even just do the basic things in life. She was a trooper. She was actually taking herself to the dialysis clinics and back home. So she would literally take herself to the place and back, which was, my daughter's a superhero. Let me put it like that. She's been through so much, but she still is able to come out on the other side. I'm very proud of her and everything that she's been through, and how great she's been able to overcome this stuff. I don't know anyone else her age that has gone through this and has such a positive outcome right now, because after 7.5 years, she ended up getting a second kidney, and she still had to go through 2 more surgeries after that. But you know what? She looks good. Her numbers look good. She actually feels a little bit better today than she's had in how many years, So it's really hard as a mother seeing your child go through all this pain and these struggles, and you always say to yourself, I take her place in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice about it. If I can give both my daughters the healthy lives that they deserve, I would do it in a heartbeat. It wouldn't even be a second thought. When I knew my daughter needed a kidney, I didn't even think twice about it. And if I can give her 16 of them, I would. If I had, I would do it over and over and over and over again if I knew that meant that my daughter was going to have a healthy, happy life. It's really hard seeing your family member or someone that you love dealing with that, right? Because you had to, make sure your child's phosphorus is okay, so it doesn't damage your bones. You got to make sure that they're eating the right things, so their salt intake is not high, causing high blood pressure, cholesterol issues. All of that affects your kidneys. Literally affect everything. Your heart is probably the biggest factor when it comes to kidney disease. And she's gone through everything. I mean, where we thought that, she had moments that her heart was a little slightly enlarged, so we had to find a way to get, her heart to kind of, relax a little bit, get her back on a good diet where she can find ways to obviously to get her heart back to normal size. And that all had to do with all of the dialysis damage that's caused her. So it's really a difficult task to ask somebody to be okay, right? You tell somebody, you'll get through this. I know you will. You got this. Until you see it, until you're there physically, and you're seeing your child or your loved one, whoever it is, going through dialysis, you will never understand. No one will ever understand what my daughter and I have been through, unless you've been through it. My daughter is my hero. I mean, she literally has been through hell and back, and she's gotten through it. And she's a freaking rock star, man. She really is. I just, I always tell her I can't wait to see her just get married one day and just live her life, because she deserves it. She's been through a lot, and I think that anyone that has been through dialysis and gets out on the other side and is able to have a good life are all heroes. We have people that go through so many different diseases and overcome them, and you just can't sit there and you have to be at awe, because this is one of the biggest factors, right? Your health is the one main reason, or the number one item in your life that you need to be good, because you can't do anything without your health. You cannot do anything without a good health, right? Not having a good health, not having your health, period, it can pretty much be the reason for everything else just failing around you. Because if you can't get up in the morning to do anything, or you don't have that support that you need to be able to get you to that next level, it's just, if you're exhausted every day, if you're tired, if you're constantly on medications, and she's on countless medications. Now it's obviously a lot less because she has her kidney, but she's going to be on medications for the rest of her life. So it is definitely very difficult when you just think about it and understand what, the thought process behind having to go in for 4 hours a day for 3 days a week and literally have a machine clean your blood out. When we got that call to get that second opportunity at a better life for her, I didn't even believe her. I was literally sitting there like, no, you're not telling the truth. She's like, yes, Mom, let's go. I was like, I still, it was my proudest moment, because I knew that this was another chance at her having a better life. So just remember that when you do talk to someone that is on dialysis or has overcome dialysis or lost someone that was on dialysis, it's really important to understand the struggles that come with that. When you have these huge needles that are put into your arm, however many days a week, it all depends on your levels, constantly getting blood work, constantly getting needles in your arms, constantly having to manage your salt intake, your your phosphorus levels, your making sure that your heart is okay, making sure that all of your medications are taken at the right time, finding the right levels for you to make sure that your creatinine isn't through the roof. I mean, countless things. It's really important to understand how difficult that is for that person, and just be kind, be respectful, be loving, be there. Well, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Again, please do not hesitate to subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell button so you can be notified on all my latest and newest videos. And please don't ever forget to focus through and evolve. Ciao.